anyone who suffers from anxiety, I just have so much empathy for you, because it's oh man, there's just so much suffering through it. Oh, it hurts on so many levels. It just really, it's like, it's really frightening. Anxiety is really frightening. Need to go toilet? While Falky is doing her business, I think I'm gonna record this video about anxiety. I keep meaning to do other videos that are entertaining and more fun, and like I want to do the masculine and feminine energy, toxic masculine, toxic feminine energy video. There's like self-care videos that I want to do, so many videos that I have in mind, but at the moment the things that I'm most inspired to do are just like pick up the camera when I'm feeling something and just talk to camera about this particular issue, because I feel like that's when I'm in that mode. That is when I feel the best kind of information comes out, I guess, and the truest. So today, right now, I was just in the shower. I've been feeling this all day. It's flooding in the place where I am in now, and last year we had bushfires. This year it's flooding. At the end of the year it's flooding, and a couple of weeks ago I did acupuncture, and acupuncture releases can release emotions that have been stored in our organs, and I feel like it's released some stuff that was related to the ayahuasca journey that I had been repressing, because it was so full on. I know I probably repressed so many emotions during that time, because I couldn't deal with all the stuff that was coming up at once, so I probably squished some of it down. So now it's coming up after the acupuncture. And so today, one of the big things that I've been healing has been the anxiety that I've been feeling after the ayahuasca. And so I wanted to do this video about healing anxiety, because I know a lot of people suffer from anxiety, and the more I listen to my anxiety, the more I get familiar with it, the more I understand it, the more I realize that it's one of the most powerful teachers for me. And even though it is probably the most frustrating emotion that I go through, in terms of it just feels so erratic and so chaotic, and it drives my nervous system crazy. I go into fight flight and my thoughts just get jumbled. The more I sit with myself and understand it, the more I realize that it has one of the most powerful lessons behind it. I don't know what it is yet, but I feel like I'm starting to get there, and it's taken me a long time to get to this stage. So for a lot of emotions, Falky, come on inside. Falky, come on inside. You know, going to the toilet. So for a lot of emotions like anger or sadness, I feel for myself. And when I talk about this stuff, it's more just like what I have gone through and what has worked for me. What I have gone through might not work for you, because we're all different. But for me, anger and sadness, for example, it's really good for me to go into those emotions and do like kind of really allow myself to feel it and to build up, so that I can extract the message that I need to get out of it. But with anxiety, I find that it's the opposite. For me, it's about calming my nervous system, sitting with myself and calming my nervous system. Because the more I go into the anxiety, the more of a spiral it is. The more my nervous system gets overreactive and just gets out of alignment. And so for me, dealing with anxiety has been really learning to calm myself as much as possible, and just calming my nervous system. So I feel like I'm slowly starting to get to a stage now where the chaotic thoughts are starting to, when it first started happening, I couldn't even explain it to my therapist, of the thoughts that were coming up during the anxiety, when my energy would be so erratic, so many different thoughts and all that kind of stuff. Now, though, I feel like I'm coming to a stage where I'm feeling the feeling of the anxiety. I calm myself, and I'm starting to get to a stage where now I'm kind of pinpointing what it is that the anxiety is pointing towards. And for me, it's very much about existential stuff. My ego has problems with being part of one consciousness and letting go of just the human notion, I guess. I don't know if that even makes sense. To me, it does. But so now I know what it is. And now I really just need to sit with myself, and for as long as it takes for me to extract the wisdom out of why my anxiety is pinpointing to this particular point, I guess, in my growth or in my development as a human or as a spiritual being. Why is this point so triggering for me and for my ego? And that's what I need to get to the bottom of in order to come out the other end and allow that anxiety to dissolve. So I feel like I'm on the cusp of it, and it's been a journey. Like, anyone who suffers from anxiety, I just have so much empathy for you, because it's oh man, there's just so much suffering through it. It hurts on so many levels. It just really, it's really frightening. Anxiety is really frightening, and I never had it before I did ayahuasca, and I can definitely relate to people that have anxiety now and really empathize, because it's scary. Like, you just feel unsafe in your body when you have anxiety. And now I know that, and now I can relate to other people that have anxiety and just understand what they're going through. And I feel like even in itself is a huge gift, to be able to relate to another person, to be able to understand another person, to be able to go deeper in a conversation with another person, someone who is seen and understood in that way. It's even worth getting anxiety for that. And it's definitely made me a lot more vulnerable. Anxiety has been powerful, because every time I've had an episode of anxiety, it's humbled me. I really believe that before my ceremony, my ayahuasca ceremony, I had narcissistic traits, because I grew up with a narcissistic parent, and I had to adapt myself to who they were for my own safety. And so those narcissistic traits were a protection mechanism, but they were so ingrained within me that, you know, they just became solid. And I feel like a big part of my ayahuasca journey even though I wouldn't recommend it to others what I went through, because I did get overdosed. I've created a couple of videos about my journey, which you can watch if you're interested in. But one of the positives that has definitely come out of it, because I don't believe that anything is just negative, I definitely like to look for the silver lining in things. One of the positives that has come out of it is that I've become a lot more humble, and I have seen those narcissistic traits and have been able to start healing them along the way. And anxiety has been a really big gift, actually, when I look at it, because every time I get that full anxiety, I just become more vulnerable. I crack open, and just that mask, that barrier just slides away, because anxiety just breaks it. And I have to become more vulnerable. I have to become more humble, because I'm not impenetrable. I'm not superhuman. And anxiety has showed me that. And after an episode of anxiety, I actually really love the feeling of vulnerability and humbleness that I go through, and how grounded I am. So anxiety has been really helpful for me in a lot of ways, even though going through it, anxiety is horrible in that sense. It's the hardest emotion for me to have ever explored within myself, and for me it's been the hardest emotion and part of myself to understand. But even just talking about it to the camera right now is making me realize just how valuable it has been along my journey. But initially, you know, the full-blown anxiety attacks, I couldn't even drive my car. I was petrified of going on the road because of my anxiety and driving, and I had to kind of relearn how to drive properly again without fear. And I tried delving deeper into anxiety and trying to make sense of all the thoughts and stuff that was coming up. And some of the thoughts definitely made sense and brought up some valid things, but the rest just seemed like noise. And it was only until I started focusing on my nervous system and focusing on calming my nervous system, that's when the anxiety slowly, it's been the slowest process ever, but so slowly, started to subside, 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 subside. And now it's revealing the message that it brings, which is that point that it's pointing to. Like, this is what I need to heal. This is what you need to heal, Steph. This is the point. This is the block in your energy that you need to address. When you clear this block of energy, when you clear this energetic block, you will experience a newfound freedom. But right now, this is what I've been pointing to. You just haven't noticed it until now. And now, when I'm getting this anxiety, I don't just dread it. I'm actually looking forward to it, because I want to get past this point. I want to clear this energetic block that's sitting within me, and I want to clear it and understand it, heal it, bring it back into wholeness within me, because I'm excited to see what's on the other side. Because I've done so much work on this for myself now, that I understand that sometimes you need to go through hell in order to get through to heaven. And I'm excited to see what this heaven is going to have for me. Yeah. So it's kind of like all of the emotions that I've gone through, all of the difficult emotions. Now when something comes up, a lot of the time I see the beauty in it. I'm kind of like, ooh, something new that I can get through. I've discovered a new little energetic block that I need to get through in order to get through to the other end. And then on the other side, I'll experience even more freedom than what I do now. And that's exciting. So I definitely have a newfound appreciation for all of the tough stuff in life, tough emotions, for our inner darkness. Actually, this is why I wear these necklaces, because I decided, you know, so many people just talk about the light and follow the light, just stick to the light and repress the darkness. But for me, the darkness within myself has been my greatest teacher. And the more I delve into it, the more I go into it, the more I learn to understand it and learn about it, the more I realize that everything, even the darkest parts of myself, come from unconditional love. These parts, this anxiety is trying to help me. It's there for a reason. It's serving me. It wants to show me something. It's helping me along my journey, along my path. All the madness, the repressed stuff that I had in myself, all the undesirable traits of myself, even the narcissistic traits that I had. And we all have varying degrees of narcissism within us. And I still probably do sometimes. But even that serves us. It serves the narcissist. It's coming from a place of love. It's trying to protect them in some way, shape, or form. A lot of the time this stuff stems from trauma. These protection mechanisms stem from trauma, from childhood stuff, or in your early teens. We repress them, we create unprocessed emotions, and it sits in our body and it forms our behaviors, our actions, and our lives. And when we become aware of all of it, then we have the opportunity to heal and go into our inner darkness, face ourselves, which is the scariest thing and bravest and the most courageous thing that anyone can ever do. Facing ourselves. Fuck, we're scary. Oh, we're so scary when we face ourselves. It's like, oh shit, I gotta take responsibility for myself. Oh shit, it's actually been my fault all along. Oh shit. Oh, okay, whatever. I'm judging in others, I'm judging in myself. Oh shit. There's so many things to face. But it gets easier. It's getting easier, and that's, I guess, why I felt inspired to do this video, because I feel like it's getting easier, and I keep like, and also I was having a shower before and I just felt this anxiety in my body, and I started singing to myself. I just made up a silly song about, you know, I've gotten through so much stuff and I'll get through this as well, and just kind of talked myself through a song, just created this song, and it was so, like, I just felt the anxiety subside and my nervous system calmed down, and I was laughing at myself, and it was playful, and I was like, I got this, Steph, I'm gonna get through it. And I think that's why I got so excited to record this video, even though I'm just blabbling. But I just feel like I'm in the moment and I have this thing to share, and I just really wanted to share it with you because it's exciting. I feel like discovering ourselves, understanding ourselves is one of the most exciting things in the world. And if you're on a similar journey, I know that maybe some of this information will be valuable to you when we're just kind of like sharing this stuff with each other. And if we don't talk about this stuff, then how can we ever, you know, get like little hints of what may or may not work. It's kind of like consciousness learning about itself, talking to itself. Still triggers me a bit. Still need to work on that. Yeah, I don't know why that triggers me so much. I'm sure there's a reason for it. I think I need to do some journaling. That's a tool, that's the thing, like having these tools, knowing about these tools that help us along the way, that can kind of like get us from one little step to the next, like journaling, like singing to yourself, making up songs to yourself, dancing in a non-linear fashion, screaming in a pillow, punching a pillow, therapy. All these things can help us to get to that next step that we need to get to in order to extract the messages that we need to extract in order to achieve more freedom within ourselves. Life is weird and interesting and exciting, but it's kind of like, whoa. What did I get myself into? Anyway, I hope this video kind of helps you a little bit in some way, shape, or form. I know it might seem a little bit frantic and crazy, but that's just me. Sometimes I get a bit frantic and crazy, and I'm learning to fully embrace my true self and my whole self and love myself for it. So, yeah, I'm sending you lots of love, and I'll be recording more videos, but I'm just feeling some resistance. Feeling some resistance towards them. So, until I feel more inspired to do more creative videos, this is what you're getting. Okay, bye. Bye.